going to stop right in the middle of the road and no, not world map. External contracts, that would be a good start. And now we need to find the mission. That one there. Budapest. Well, that's going to be a long hike too. Okay then. But that does mean it'll pay well. Because the other thing is with streaming, your streams remain up for, I think it's 2 weeks unless you're a partner or a Prime account. In which case your stream stays up for 60 days. Oops. Now I know Arthur hasn't got a Prime account because his Twitch streams don't stay up that long. Mine do because I'm on a Prime account. So if you want to ever watch Arthur's Raw stream, you can. You don't have to wait for him to release it on YouTube. Where are you going? Oh, yeah. And I will usually try to watch an Arthur stream rather than YouTube because he cuts bits out of YouTube that he doesn't cut out of his stream. But you have to be quick because you can miss it. Okay, where are we going today? Hours, have to sleep in 9. So if I time it right, 1 stop. Ah yes, the oops, I forgot to turn on the recording. I mean, sometimes that's not a bad thing, because I know with the multiplayer it does take a while to get everybody in the same place doing the same jobs. And that can delay the start of the drive, whereas if you break the YouTube, if you start the YouTube recording once you're all together on the road, the YouTube video is going to be a lot more, or a lot shorter, and more direct action. As opposed to everyone sitting in a parking lot moving forwards, then moving backwards, then moving forwards. But then you miss some of the chat running up to the actual trip on YouTube. Okay. Ugh. That's right. You slow right down on the hill. Okay, go. So, sit back and relax. 1,000 kilometers to drive. That's not actually that difficult. I mean, if you look, his videos are approximately 30-40 minutes. So you can do, I mean, from each, in my case, from each stream, I'm dropping 3, 4, sometimes 5 videos from one stream in sort of half-hour, 40-minute chunks. So you can rack up a lot of time or a lot of videos in a couple of hours, and for 2 weeks, even if you drop on Saturday and Sunday, you need, what would it be, 7 hours, maybe 10. 10 hours of of playtime will get you 14 videos. So it's not as difficult as it sounds. Where am I going? I'm coming off here. Okay. And there are times where he will build up quite a big library of ready-to-go videos. And then other times where he is right up against it because he's used them all up and hasn't played with Kyle for a couple of weeks or Micah for a couple of weeks. I mean, from my point of view, my primary outlet is not YouTube at this time. But I do put out all of my streams out to YouTube. The original ones were just a straight, blah, there's a 3-hour video to watch. But more recently, I'm cutting them down. Old Stream Farm yesterday. I think that's split into the ploughing jobs, or one of the ploughing jobs, the fertilizer job, or the second ploughing job and the fertilizer job, and then the harvesting job. So I could cut them up into, where I got to. I'm not coming off here, am I? No. And so I'm not breaking a job in half. On law folds, it kind of has to be that way, because if a job takes an hour, then I kind of want to split that into 2 videos. But it does mean if I take a vacation or if real life comes up, I'm not streaming. So this weekend there won't be any law folds because I have 5 foster kids in the house and we have to go out Saturday morning. There may be a very late stream on Friday night. But it really depends how tired I am from having kids in the house while I'm trying to work. I'm next week I'm thinking I'll probably do Law Folds on Monday to make up for the fact that we're not doing it on Saturday. And I'll be moving World of Warships to Wednesdays from that week. And then that following Saturday will be Law Folds in the morning. Back to normal. And I'll have to find something else to fill out Mondays. But we're still getting used to this, I think, even after 6 months. So Friday I might get a Mercury stream out. It might be very short like yesterday's Old Stream Farm. I think I only did about an hour and a half yesterday. Oh, gee! What are we all doing? Guys. What happened? Okay, that was different. That's going to make pulling left a little bit tricky. Come on. Thank you. Okay, and we're motoring again. Don't know what that was all about, but yeah. But with my streaming schedule, if YouTube was an alternate thing, I could probably drop 2 videos a day and take days off from playing. But I don't have YouTube only releases at this time. Even if I do a what was it, Farm Sim mod review, I don't do many of them, but every so often I'll take a look at something, and those I'll stream that and then dump it to YouTube. I think there's another logging fork that came out recently that I might want to take a look at. Although I found the one I'm happy with, I just haven't made use of it in any of my regular streams yet. What was it? Mercury's been such a hectic start where I really haven't stopped doing anything. It's been non-stop harvest, non-stop planting, non-stop harvest. I have slowed down the growth so that I've slowed down the growth so it'll give me a little bit of a space between doing stuff. Because going through 3 stages of ready to harvest in one, in 12-hour stretch, or just over 12-hour stretch, and it rained all day, so I was completely unable to harvest a field. I lost the entire crop. And by the next morning, all of my other fields were in final stage of harvest as well, so I missed out on the early harvest for those. Sort of, yeah, I've got so... It doesn't take long to do the fields, you know, less than an hour per field. But... yeah, I've got so many fields. I've got about 7 fields that I kind of do need to at least have some game time to do it in. And if it's going to rain for 12 hours, that's a problem. I think playing with seasons on FS17 for so long has kind of spoilt me, because there is no, what's the word for it, rush to get any of the jobs done, because the growth is effectively so slow that you know, even if it's raining today, well, I can always do it tomorrow, and if I don't have time tomorrow, I can do it the day after. There's a lot of time to do a harvest. There's a lot of time to do one stage of fertilization. It's not like, oh, I've got to do it now because otherwise it's going to go another growth stage in 6 hours and I'll have lost that window. I believe Jim Bob's doing on Marwell. He stops growth during the day and runs it overnight, which gives him a little bit more control over what he does and what he needs to do and when. Ow! Seriously, dude. I drifted. I could do that. It's... It's kind of cheating, I think. Because you're basically saying none of the random events that the game throws at me is going to have any consequence. And yeah, you can play that way, I guess. I prefer to go with I'll slow it down a bit so that I have more time to get a job done. And I think that's, I mean, as far as Farm Sim 19 is concerned, I have not seen a lot of rain, and so to get rain all day was kind of a surprise. I mean, even in Lawfold's Farm Sim 17, it's rained every day since the last day of summer through to the 5th day of fall. We've had rain every day, and yet I've still been able to fit in harvests and mow the fields and stuff. And the added complication in with seasons is you can't start harvesting immediately after it finishes raining, which you can in a standard game. You actually have to let the crop dry out in the field before you can get your equipment out there to chop it down. Yeah, and I think that's generally true. I've seen a lot more rain recently, which may go to indicate, and I can't say this for definite, but probably up to patch 1.2, I didn't see rain, in any of my games. I didn't see any rain in any of the people who I watch on YouTube or stream. And it was only patch 1.3 where I've actually started seeing rain events. And maybe rain was broken for a long time. It's kind of a shame that you can't play with the weather settings like you can in Truck Sim. I can alter the frequency of bad weather. I think on this profile I've got it turned way down. Actually, well, default, which is very low. And on ATS the same. But my main ETS2 profile, which I must admit I haven't played since tail end of last year, that one I've ramped up rain to about the middle setting. So it's frequently raining, but my experience in Europe, it's frequently raining. But it'd be kind of nice to have a slider control on Farm Sim to maybe make it more or less rainy, and you can tailor that to your locale. So if you're playing Ravenport in Florida or Ravenport in California, maybe you don't get a lot of rain. Whereas if you're playing Ravenport in North Dakota, then you might get a little bit more rain, especially during certain times of the year. So, editable weather events. And that's kind of what Seasons sorts out, because they have the various geos. So you can play a Central European geo, or I think they had an English Western country, Central America, Southern North America, and each of the geos tailored the weather to that general locale. Now it's up to you to figure out which geo you should use for each map. I mean, obviously using the Sweden geo on Old Stream Farm, probably not realistic, but you could do that if you wanted to. They did do a South American geo. Well, no, I think they built the geos into the general maps. So Paraguay and Goldcrest and Sosnovka had map-specific geos, but everyone else used a default, and you could load other ones to tailor your farm. Someone did an Australian one, I think, and it basically didn't have a winter, so you could plant a summer and a winter crop and harvest both of them. Oh, that looks bad. Wasn't me that done it though. Okay, we're going to need to rest soon. How are we doing? 3.5 hours and low on gas. Let's check the map. So we are coming up to a rest area there. Then we're down the A8 and along the A1, and I don't see anything until down here. I am gonna say this is probably a good place to stop and refuel. Refuel and sleep. What's the trip distance still to go? 8 hours? Yeah. We'll sleep. That'll give us 11 hours. into the right hand bay. Don't like a look at the look of the parking over there though. Looks like I'll need to park it in here, which means we're going to be all sorts of messed up. Come on. Seriously, you're not going to let me... Oh, there we go. Ooh, more. Oh, income. I like income. Income's good. Try and miss the lamppost, please. Thank you. Okay. So, back on the road again. Sleeped and fueled. And go, 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 go. Oh, there's a rest stop there too. Didn't notice that when I looked at the map. Also, don't know how much of a loan I've got out on this truck at the moment. I think I had about 150 and I paid one of them off. But that could still leave us about 90,000 left. Didn't pay attention to how much this one pays out. 43. Well, barring mishaps, we might have enough money to clear our debts, which will be awesome. Then I may look at replacing my green truck with a different green truck. Careful. Ugh. Oh, now we're going to do nighttime driving. Okay. This looks like a junction. Great. I hate these. Because of that. And because of this. Ugh. I seem to be getting good at those late turns. Coming. Good, good, good. Where to next? Straight. Looks like We should be okay on the off-ramp. Caught up the big yellow truck. Probably another one that we're going to lose the lane on. As I said last week, I don't know about the rest of the Europe, but that sort of junction is not particularly common in Britain. There are a few very recent highway junctions where the right-hand lane leaves as the off-ramp and rejoins as the on-ramp, sorry. But for the most part, you have to pull into the off-ramp and merge from the on-ramp. And while in general it's great for people who know the area because you don't have to worry so much about people merging or people slowing down to leave, usually. For people who don't know the area, it can end up as a total nightmare. Doing now under 400 kilometers driving, so we're well over halfway. And we're exploring new roads, so yeah. There's the time coming up on 10, so we'll be beeping soon. These road signs are all green, which where I come from means this is a major road, but it's not a motorway, highway, whatever you want to call it. As far as I'm aware, in the UK, a motorway is restricted to, I believe, 250 horsepower motorcycles or bigger, no farm machinery, no bicycles, no small no underpowered vehicles, basically. And, ooh, dude. Whereas a major road which is signposted with green road signs, is you can drive anything on, even agricultural machinery. But they both have the same top speed or max or speed limit, should I say, and motorways pretty much always have a shoulder. Major roads may have a shoulder, but it's not a guarantee. It's helpful if they do have one. Though one of the roads I drove regularly when I had a 130-mile commute each way, that did not have a shoulder, but it did have very frequent parking lay-bys. They're probably not frequent enough. If your car broke down, your car broke down and you were going to be stuck blocking the highway. Still going the right way, aren't we? Yes, and everybody's slowing down, which probably means I should too. Ween. Looks like I've been here before. Take a look at the map again. Oh, no, just no. Thank you. Well, it looks like we checked out that city. I wonder why we didn't go that way. Anyway, we'll be heading south and along here. And we're going to Budapest, which is right there. So we're actually not that far from where we want to go. That's cool. Okay, let's get back on the road. Oh. So while I think this looks like the more direct route, it's not the quickest. Because we're stuck at 50 kilometers an hour rather than 80. Oh, and the lights are about to change. Thank you. I do like that indication. It gives you a little bit more of a heads up that the lights are going to change. And off we go. There did used to be a mod in Truck Sim that would extend the amber time on traffic signals to something a little bit more realistic. There's the number of lights I've gone through because they've turned amber and it's sort of, yeah, I don't have enough time to stop here. But thank you for trying. And good evening, Jeremy. How you doing? Cool. Okay, so we're nearly through here. We'll be able to return to highway speeds again. Oh, and the signpost is already calling Budapest, so that's good. Ow. And straight run. Whoa! Jeez, dude. Not sure if I'm supposed to give way at those if someone's pulling out, but good grief. Okay, so settle back into an 80km/h cruise for a while until we get to Budapest. And it looks like we've done well enough to not break our load. Oh, you didn't. Now, unfortunately, because of the length of this journey and the shortness of the previous one, this is probably going to end up as a single YouTube video. I don't like breaking a trip up if I can avoid it. It's actually a good job I didn't attempt to stream the, what was it? Frankfurt to St. Petersburg trip, because that took me about an hour and a half real-time driving. I think I ended up listening to Truckers MP Radio. We started from Mannheim and we're heading to Budapest. Mannheim was the only place I hadn't picked up a racing team from out of the 10 they give us. And today's drop-off point is Budapest. I don't know how long that has been the drop-off point. For all I know, it could be the last day to drop off here. After this trip, we will be done with the event, finally. Can go back to alternating ETS, ATS Thursdays. Trucking Thursdays. Sometimes, yes. I think I did the Christmas event, I did this event. World of Warships, I did the British Carrier event. I have not done the space event. And that might have been, a bit of a mistake. Because I've seen some videos this week of the event battle, and you get some spaceship destroyers, I think based on the gearing, and you get a 19-point commander, and all of the experience you earn, both ship experience and commander experience, becomes elite commander experience that you can use on any of your commanders. I did see a video a couple of days ago, Notza did, where basically just loading up with commander XP booster flags and ship XP booster flags and camos. Not camos, you can't do camos on spaceships. Just having a good game. He ran 250,000 elite commander experience, and that's pretty much a rookie commander to a 10-point commander. So that's probably an oversight on my part, but if I played that much... Why are you changing lanes? If I played that much World of Warships, I wouldn't be playing anything else. Oh, you. And I've played the 4 hours a night every day of the week World of Warships and burnt out. So I will play the game, I won't overplay the game. So if an event interests me, I'll do it. If it doesn't, I probably won't. I know they're supposed to be releasing French warships soon. Or, sorry, French destroyers soon. And I'm guessing they will possibly do a French destroyer promotion, event. And I probably won't participate in that, although you do get a bunch of free French destroyers generally, and other stuff. With the British aircraft carriers, they didn't give you free aircraft carriers. You had to play the event, earn currency, and buy the carriers with the currency. So I managed to get the Tier 4 and the Tier 6 British carrier from just playing the game. But back when they did French battleships, you used to, they were giving out crates and special crates, and there was a small chance that if you opened a special crate, you might get the Tier 5, 6, 7 and 8 battleships, or at least a mission to unlock one. And I actually managed to complete that pretty much on the last day. I got the Tier 8 battleship unlock and managed to unlock it by just earn 15,000 experience, and hey presto, here's a Tier 8 battleship, thank you very much. When they did exactly the same for the British destroyers, I didn't get the Tier 8 destroyer mission, but I did get the Tier 5, 6 and 7, and as soon as I got the Tier 7 one, I played that Tier 7 destroyer like crazy. So as soon as the destroyer line was released, I had enough experience on the Tier 7 destroyer to unlock the Tier 8 without playing any more. Now I know some people who play, who actually did manage to get the Tier 8 unlock in a crate, and so they got the Tier 8 destroyer, and they did exactly the same as I did. They played the Tier 8 destroyer almost exclusively until they had 165,000 experience, so as soon as the destroyer line unlocked, they could purchase the Tier 9 destroyer on the day it released as the first thing they did. Oops, careful. I don't think I'm going to have the time because of it's Easter this weekend, and we have 5 kids in the house from Friday morning, and I'm working Friday. and so I don't know that I'm going to have a time to look at the Horsch map. Also, I don't think the map is much different from the FS17 map. Now, it may be, but I'm not 100% sure. And then there's all the Horsch equipment that they'll be releasing with it. Am I coming off yet? No. How are we doing? Oh, we're down to an hour's drive time. So we'll keep this rolling. Oh, speed cameras. I did use some aspects of the Horsch equipment in Farm Sim 17. For the longest time, I had some on Lawfolds, but mostly the slurry spreading and shipping stuff. But I found that how would I want to say it? The tanks were a little bit small. They're only 21,000 litres, and I could get away with more with a 30,000 litre tank. So, and also I think if you put the cultivator unit on the back of the Horsch slurry spreader, it didn't actually work as a cultivator. And when I was into sort of, okay, I'm going to put down oilseed radish and then I'm going to cultivate it in with the slurry tank to get two loads of fertilization in one go, I lowered that onto the field and found it's not actually cultivating the field, so that's not what I need it to do. So I picked up one of the in-game tanks and cultivators so that I could achieve my aim. Because otherwise I would have had to probably spread slurry and then run a cultivator over it separately. And I prefer to do that as a one job thing. And as I make some money on either Mercury or Oldstream Farm, I may look at introducing the short wheelbase hook lift IT runner stuff. Good grief, these people are really hot on their speed cameras. Okay, so I think we've been to Budapest before. Where am I going? I am coming over here and turning left across the road. Okay. There we are. Ow. Damn it. We got all that far. We did not destroy the stuff though. can see what I'm doing. Because the way I do a first look isn't so much let's drive around the map and see what it looks like. It's usually let's play a couple of hours on it. And as I said, I'm not going to be able to do my regular Saturday morning stream because we're going out in the morning. And Sunday's probably not going to work out either. Oh, that's only 22,000 to pay on that. Well, that's awesome. Thank you very much. And goodbye. So I can nearly afford a new truck.